Let's go to headline number 3, Chris. So Foot Locker projected a big revenue drop in 2022 this past week, saying that it will no longer likely sell as many Nike products as it has in years past. So according to NBC, shares slipped 30% this past Friday. As Foot Locker said, the news reflects the accelerated shift by Nike to sell more of its sneakers and apparel directly to consumers. Chris, what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, this one, I think you and I are going to debate this one too, actually, which is good because I like when that happens. I kind of wonder if this isn't a bit of an overreaction as well. We talk on this show a lot of times that, the right answer is always balance. And so I think it's funny that, news comes out this week too that Allbirds is, talking about building out wholesale relationships when,
Sure.
What was it, 6 months ago? I don't know exactly how many months, but they were talking about, they were saying they need to raise money because they need to build stores. They need to be more directly related to their customer. Now they're looking at wholesale relationships. So I feel like this whole wholesale versus direct thing is going to filter out. It feels like Nike should be a part of the Foot Locker experience to me to some degree, but I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about this with my 1989 Air Force Ones nostalgia here, and of going to the mall. So I prove me wrong here. Like, what's your take here?
No, I mean, this is bad news for Foot Locker.
Oh, really?
I mean,
okay.
It actually reminds me of what happened to Macy's long ago. When, the big brands started pulling out of Macy's, you're not getting as you've, quoted multiple times on the show, La Crusade is not selling their products in Macy's anymore. It's Martha Stewart Living brand or, the Macy's own brand.
That's an example,
And
yeah.
there's not enough, allure to go to the Macy's anymore because
Right.
Nike, in this case, Nike is a reason for people to go to a Foot Locker. Nike sales made up 70% of Foot Locker sales last year.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
It's huge. So there is, this is going to be a huge impact on Foot Locker. But my argument from Nike's perspective is just because, and I agree with you, wholesale is a component of your business. It should be a component of your business. That doesn't mean you got to go wholesale with everybody.
Right.
Okay, you got to focus your efforts on this. I think that, when you look at stores, you have nearly as many Dick's Sporting Goods who they're going in heavy with as there are Foot Lockers. So it's not like you're giving up the option for somebody to go to
it's more
to
convenient
try
to
them
go
on.
to a Dick's too when you think about the full assortment.
And the experience is better. Plus, they're tying in your loyalty program.
Right.
So I think that's a huge part of
Great
it.
point.
And buying direct from Nike is just a better experience now. I mean, when was the last time you were at a Foot Locker and trying to find Nikes? They have limited selection. Right. They don't always have the sizes that you need. And you are able to get better prices, better assortment, and you have a great return policy with Nike, free returns and shipping. It's just the experience is ultimately better going to a Nike or going to a Dick's Sporting Goods.
Well, and you're a mom in this headspace right now because your kid is definitely in this age.
Yes.
And so I think you've got me I think you've got me reversing course on this pretty hard. I think this is actually the canary in the coal mine. Because the other point that was raised in these articles, in the statements that Foot Locker put out, is that they're now going to invest in their own brands.
Right.
And I'm like, what Foot Locker own brands are you going to use to compete in this space? Which, as we've talked about 1,000 times, is 100% the harbinger of more bad news to come.
Right. Yep. No,
and we don't even need to, hopefully for the loyal listeners, we don't need to retread on why that is, but be alarmed by that part of this announcement. So yeah, and I think when I put that against what you just said, yeah, this might just be the beginning of further troubles